Welcome back to the Pesky Report, brought to you by Beyond the Monster. I am Matthew. I've got Bayleigh with me today. It's our weekday episode. We're excited to be here. I don't know why I just lied to you just now. I was just like, I'm just so ready to like get back into it, say what I usually say, and I just
Yep.
lied. I lied in front of everybody.
It's
I don't
okay.
know what to
It
say.
probably felt good to lie because you probably wanted to feel something, and we're feeling nothing.
I did. Can you pinch me, please? I
Ugh.
need to feel something other than despair. I need you to pull this loaded shotgun out of my mouth right now.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, hopefully changes are a coming, but we don't know. We don't know. A lot is a kind of in limbo, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's Wednesday, May 28th, and it's kind of like a tale of the same story,
Yeah.
you know? This is
Yeah.
the o the exact same record I'm pretty sure we had last year on this day.
Mm-hmm.
We
And
ended up mid.
what's really interesting is that since we won the World Series in 2018, the record has been 464 and 464. The definition of mid baseball since the year of our Lord 2018. That's despicable.
It's so sad.
It really is. Like, I would rather be, like, at least when you're a Pittsburgh Pirate fan, you're like, okay, we're going to be terrible, you know? But, like, it's like, well, here it's like I hate mid, like because mid is like, oh, we kind of showed you that we're gonna put a little bit of like an investment in, but like not really. I hate it. I like really hate. I hate mid. I think I hate mid more than shit. Like
Yeah,
it's really
yeah,
frustrating.
yeah, that was I mean, I can't even dispute that. You're
Hmm.
100% accurate. Um, I'm just gonna add up here real fast the Red Sox record going into June last year here. So we
Hmm.
had let's see, 15 plus uh, 2 plus
I love
12.
math.
So we had 29
Hmm.
wins and 16, 2, and this is live math on the air right now.
Right?
Yeah. So we
Math
were
with
29.
Matt.
We were we were 29 and 29. We were perfectly mid after the end of May last year, and this year we're currently worse than that. And I thought last year was bad. In
Hmm.
fact, I think they said that in the history of Red Sox teams, like last year was one of only 3 times that they've accumulated, certain amount of losses by a certain point. I believe it was by the end of May. It's like the first time that um, well, I guess suffice to say, there's only been one time that the Red Sox have actually finished with a winning record.
Hmm.
Or sorry, even getting back to 500 after starting off as poorly as they did. It was last year. That was the first time that after the start they had that anyone had ever started out and gotten over a winning record. So not looking great right now.
No, it's really not. And like last year, they did then, like you said, they played pretty well because they were about 10 games above at the break. So things were like
Hmm.
looking pretty good. And then it's just like these second halves, and it's like I understand like blame isn't solely on like the people in the dugout. It's also the players on the field. Like they're just not playing up to their abilities that they should be. But it's also really hard when your MVP level third baseman goes down and your first baseman just like takes out his entire leg. like that's tough to come back from. And like the issues were like last year was also injuries too with Casas, with Story. And it's
True.
just frustrating that you have to deal with all these injuries as well. But the thing is, like with even with Bregman, they were mid. So now it's
Yeah.
like they're gonna just be bad.
Yeah. I mean, their lineup they rolled out today was awful. You know, when you look at the bottom half of the lineup and you're like, they had Marcelo Meyer first off batting fourth today, right? Cleanup in his first 5 games in the majors because no one else can even swing the stick, right? They
Mm-hmm.
have Connor Wong in there. Connor Wong,
Mm.
get off my baseball team
I just
right
want to
now.
like pound my head into a wall anytime. And I understand Navarez cannot catch every single game, but honestly, I want him to catch every single game.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing 75% of the time, but it's
Hmm.
so obvious the games that he's not in there,
Oh yeah,
like
blatant.
on both sides of the ball.
Hmm.
It's crazy. And then, you have Toro in there, which I get that he's not the starter either, but like
Yeah,
to have them all playing in the same game, like
game.
it is painful.
Yep.
Christian Campbell sits out. He's been struggling. It is what it
It's
is.
been
David
so
Hamilton.
bad.
I,
It's
I
been
mean,
the
David Hamilton. You can't
David
win.
Hamilton. Like the issue is that every lineup I'm like trying to think about constructing and like what can be better than anything that they're throwing out there, including like your call sign right now, call up Roman now. Like even adding in Roman, it's still messy because like you bring in Roman, that has to move Sadan to center. I mean out of center to short, and his value is truly in center. And then that's potentially then you have to move Campbell to first, then at second, I'd rather roll out Hamilton than Trevor Story, obviously. But the issue is that that's still not a great player. Like the roster's
Right.
so flawed right now.
Yeah, there's no winning.
Hmm.
There's no winning. Ironically, in which way you set up the lineup, there's also no winning on with this team right
Yeah,
now.
it's,
5 in a row. I mean, they're fourth in
yeah,
the AL East. The only team worse than us is a team historically bad, Baltimore Orioles.
we love that. We love that. Yeah, it's great to know you won't probably finish dead last because the Orioles are maybe going to rival last year's Chicago White Sox for one of the
Yeah,
worst records ever. Yeah, good job. And you
yeah.
split a series with them.
I was gonna say, yeah, we won 2 of those games. Yeah,
I can't.
it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Now the only saving grace, right? Because we want to put a little spin zone on this. We're 7 minutes in, right? Let's put some spin on this.
Do it. I like it. Let's do
Let's
it.
put it in the Andrew Bayleigh pitching lab and get a little spin going. Let's a little
Uh,
sweeper action.
we won't use our fastball.
Yeah, no fastballs here. The positive note is
Mhm.
that the American League is a absolute trash shoot right now.
So bad.
It's so bad. If you had to guess, like obviously, top 3 teams right now in the AL, you can probably name them off the top of your head. Who
Yankees,
are they?
Tigers, and then I'm trying to be like who would be behind the Yankees and Tigers because I know the Astros aren't even really that good. Uh, Cleveland? Is Cleveland? How's Cleveland? I know the Central's been weirdly decent.
So it's actually this is actually kind of a trick question
Mm.
because outside of the Yankees and Tigers,
Mm-hmm.
there is 4 teams that all have 30 wins for the next closest team.
Really? Okay. And what do
And
the
that's the
Yankees have? Like they're
Yankees have
leading.
34, and they're not
Ugh.
number 1. The Tigers are number 1 at
Tigers. Go
37.
Tigers. I bet
Yeah,
Bregman wishes he was there.
I was laughing so hard every single time that he hit a home run or just launched a ball at Comerica. It's like, wow, I guess he really does like hitting at Comerica Park after
Yep,
all.
shit. We're screwed next year. Yay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
But if you look at it, like you have those 4 teams that are all at 30 wins, right? And those are all the playoff teams. So every playoff team right now is 30 wins and above.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, Houston, Minnesota. And then you've got the 29 win team, which is Kansas City. And then
Mm-hmm.
you've got 28 Tampa Bay, 27 Texas, 26 Toronto, 27 us. And we're technically have more wins than the Blue Jays, but they have less losses than us. They've played less
Mm-hmm.
games. So we are behind them in the standings. But
Yeah.
all in all, I mean, we're 4.5 games out of the last wild card spot right now.
Yeah.
We're,
So it's like
we're
if you
only we're only 3
you're
wins behind though.
yeah, you're not wrong. Like, and that's why there's still like hope because of how bad this American League is that you could sneak in with one of those wild cards for sure. So it's like there is there is hope that you can turn it around somewhat. And that, in my opinion, starts with Roman Anthony. And I'm not looking for him as a savior because I know a lot of people are out there. I mean, he's going to struggle. It's inevitable. It's like everybody struggles. Mike Trout struggles. Shohei Ohtani struggles. Mookie Betts struggles. Like it happens. It's Major League Baseball. You will go through struggles. But I guarantee you that Roman Anthony will give you, even on a struggle bus, better than nine, like what, like 6 people in this lineup, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And the struggles are so bad right now that the Red Sox, okay, we just talked crap about, historically bad start. We said blah blah blah
Mhm.
blah, blah, historically bad Baltimore Orioles, right? The 9-win Colorado Rockies. They've won 9 games, okay? They're going to be they haven't even hit double-digit wins in the end of May.
Yeah, that's awful.
They have lost less games in a row right now than the Red Sox have.
Yep.
We have
And
the longest losing streak
lose
in
streak.
the entire
Indeed.
league.
Congratulations, Red Sox. Yay. And I know it's like a hot streak could completely change things. We know that, but it's like
Mhm.
they also lead the league in like losing one-run games and like being the we've gone to what like 9 or 10 extra innings and they've I feel like they're just anytime they're on the road I'm like this is done, it's over, they are losing this game. That thought that in these 2 extra innings that we went to again with the Milwaukee Brewers, we had the Milwaukee Brewers swept us, but we could have potentially have
Mhm.
easily swept them too. Like we were teetering with them, but that's just how pathetic it is right now that you can't even overcome, and it's like a fight to the death to lose, and because you did to lose to the Milwaukee Brewers of
Yeah,
2025. Like this isn't the last year where they were pretty good. This is bad.
and just humiliating to get a walk-off grand slam hit against you, like,
Really glad that we put that guy into those innings that he deserved to be in, right? He really showed us that he deserved that. And I think Liam Hendriks seems like a delightful man, but holy shit, I probably could have hit that for a home run. That was like a cookie right down the dick. Like,
so I'm gonna be honest with you.
mm,
As soon as we didn't score in the 10th inning, I went
you
to
were
bed.
like, yeah, I don't blame you.
I literally turned it off. I said, "I know this game is over. We've already lost.
You know how it's
Guarantee it."
written. Yeah.
Yep. Already kn when we had 1st and 3rd and no outs or whatever, and we couldn't score, yeah,
Mm.
said,
They're
"That's it. Game's over."
wasting hours of our life here.
And they
But
had freaking Hunter Dobbins jogging out to the bullpen when he's supposed to, like, start the next day,
yeah,
basically, and they're like, "Yeah, he's the last guy we have after Hendricks." I was no, it was over.
they have burned this pen so much, and I think that's also a fundamental issue with like today, I don't know why they took out like, I don't know why they're like I feel like they're just taking their pitchers out earlier, especially Bayo. I feel like the leash on Bayo, I understand a few starts coming off the IL, whatever, but it's like, man, let these guys eat their losses or gain their wins. And I know that's my wicked boomer take of like, oh, pitching until your arm falls off. Like, they pitched till their arm fell off then, and you know what? They were fine. Like, it's like everything with like spin rate and this, that, or the other thing. That's like what's destroying these guys' elbows. But man, like, when you see Crochet go like 7-8 and you get no run support, it kills me. But I'm all like, at least he's out there like they're allowing him to push a little bit more, but they're not allowing any of these other guys, and that's just gonna completely burn
Bayleigh,
your pen.
he's the only good pitcher we have.
I don't care though. Let Bayo eat that shit, man. Like eat it. Like
Uh,
your pen is gonna be dead by June. We're like days away from Bernardino's arm exploding.
Bernardino, who has pitched the most amount of times as anyone in the month of May in the majors, he pitched 14 times in the month of May.
Yeah.
That is
It's
insane. His UCL is literally
I don't know
hanging
how he's
off.
doing it, and he's been pitching well too. I gotta give Bernie his due. Like he's
Yeah,
been
except
doing
for that one
yeah.
game when he came in and walked 3 guys in a row and then cost us the game. Aside
Well,
from
of
that, he's
course.
been really, really good.
Yeah, I mean that, and of course that's gonna happen. Chapman's first blown save had to be last night.
Yeah,
It's like these things are just happening at the wrong time as well. Like it's great.
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, that part of it,
Yeah.
no doubt. It, so like let's talk about a couple of things that were
Mhm.
positive. Dick Fitz
Mhm.
back from the IL. That's
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
He struck out 2 in 3 innings. Didn't he gave him no runs, 2 hits, only
Yeah,
1
look good.
walk. So control had been pretty spotty when he pitched in Portland. So
Yes.
this was good to see. Um, Justin Wilson continues his stretch of dominance, 2.41 ERA on the
He's
season.
so good. That was a great one.
He's been great. Justin
Yeah.
Slayton continues his stretch of dominance. He
Mhm.
is back to being a little bit psycho Slayton,
Yeah.
which is good. Uh, don't know how I like this new strategy that they have with like everyone in the bullpen pitching 1.1 innings per game.
I hate it. I hate it. It's
Where they
because they
like,
need it. I hate it.
yeah, they'll like come in, finish off the inning, pitch the next inning, but not finish that inning. And then the next guy comes in and they like just piggyback each other till they get to the closer. It's
Mhm.
kind of their way of like saying, well, we're not going to have everyone pitch 2 innings and have these meltdowns, but we're also not going to just let you do 1 inning. We're
Yeah.
going to just kind of get you through. But kudos to Justin Slayton, because if you remember when he had that blow up outing in Baltimore
Yeah.
way back at the beginning of the year, I was
Mhm.
thinking it's going to take us so long to recover. His ERA, any guesses what it's down to now?
Ooh, I'm gonna say like in the 3 2s.
So after today, right, because he didn't give up any earned runs, but he still
Yeah.
pitched 0.1 innings,
Mhm.
it's 3.47.
That's not bad
So
considering, like you said, it was a huge blow up.
yeah,
So he'll get down there because yeah, he has. But that's the thing is like hilariously, like when the pen was crap, everything was kind of like firing on the cylinders. Now the cylinder of the pen is doing well and everything else is crapping. So it's like this season has just been so wildly inconsistent and that leads to mediocrity.
yep, that's that's the mid Sox right there. I mean,
Boston Red Sox.
I'll give their offense a couple of things, right? Like good pitchers come to town or
Mhm.
face us, we can put up 3 runs against these guys that are shutdown pitchers. Freddie
Hilarious.
Peralta,
Mhm.
we gave up, put up 3 against him today.
5 against
Skubal,
the best
5.
pitcher, yeah.
You might say there was only 2 runs when they took him out of the game, or 3 runs, whatever it was. Fair enough, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that a bunch of times,
Yeah.
but I'll take it. We also put up like 3 against Chris Sale, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so like these guys that are coming in, like we're just our own worst enemy. There's nothing worse right now than the Boston Red Sox as far as beating the Boston Red Sox, because
Mhm.
they let Aaron Savale go out there and absolutely
Ugh.
shove it up our butts for the entire game.
I was like,
This
he's gonna
guy
do a
has
Maddox.
he has a 7 freaking ERA, and we couldn't score a single run against him until he comes out of the game, and then we finally score.
Yep.
Insane.
Yeah. And it's just like this lineup is just so imbalanced. Like it's like heavy to like the first four hitters and that fourth, like we said, that fourth hitter is a rookie who apparently wasn't good enough to make this team, needed all this development down in AAA. But hey, 4 games into your major league career, you're batting cleanup for the Boston Red Sox. So this it's just there's nothing but lies from the ownership group in the front office. I mean, they're lying to us about Anthony now. I mean, what does he need? He needs to have 1,000 OPS before he can come here. Like, is that what it is? Like the 960s, 70s, 80s? Like, no, no, it has to be 1,000. Like, there's nothing more he can learn at that level. He needs to learn it at the major league level and then bat him fourth because why not?
Well, no, he'll be coming up and batting leadoff in his first game, and then the next game they'll move him around. They got to move him around, to see where he's comfortable in the lineup. And here's a positive, all right? So we're trying to stay positive, right?
Yeah,
Anytime I
I
think of a
like this.
positive,
I like
just
this.
gonna put it out there. The number 19 is now available, so Roman
It
Anthony can
is.
be, when he is called up, right?
Mm-hmm.
He can wear the number 19. It's his number in Worcester. It just makes sense.
It's a good number.
Sorry, Sean Newcomb. Thank you for your sacrifice. Yeah, I mean that's one positive. I love that much more than Marcelo Meyer getting called up and wearing
Oh,
39.
he's probably going to be changing that. That's why I don't want to buy. I love Cello, but I'm like I love Carlos Narvaez and I like want to buy, but I love the number 75. Like I'm a huge Barry Zito person. But like I'm like, is Los gonna be out there rocking 75 after this season? So I don't want to like buy anything and then, be like, oh yeah, I got the 75 City Connect.
Yeah, but is there anything more iconic than a 46 Ellsbury jersey to
I
know that you're
have
really
that.
a real OG?
I
That's what I'm
have that.
saying.
I got one.
Um,
It's true.
so
Hmm.
here's my thought, right? This is kind of a sneaky take.
Hmm.
I would buy up right now those Trevor Story jerseys on clearance, because I don't know about you, but Marcelo Meyer just, or the City Connects with no name. I
It's a
feel like
great
Marcelo
idea.
Meyer just like feels like a 10. Like they're gonna, once they DFA Story, I think he takes the 10 spot. Either that or he takes the 5 away from Von Grissom. Those are the
Ooh,
two numbers.
a 5 would look good.
Yeah. Where Von
Yeah.
Grissom is like still in the system though, technically.
Yeah.
And then the other option, right, if it's not those 2 numbers, is 13. I can't remember who wears 13 right now, but I remember, I wanna say it was, like, the most ridiculous person that you would have never have thought of it. I think that Carlos Novaes is sneaky a good, like, 13 candidate, but
Hey, hey, I mean, do it. Honestly, because yeah, I just feel like because yeah, we had Sedan change to 3 this year, so I mean, it happens. But like with the 46 and Ellsbury, I felt like didn't he play like what felt like almost 2 whole seasons with 46 before he went to 2?
it was more than that,
It was a
honestly.
long time, right?
Let's see, because I think he changed to 2 before he had his MVP season because he was number 2
In
there.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
was like,
somewhere
damn, it was quite a while. Like we're rocking 46. Then it's like, oh yeah, let me just change to 2. And then I'm like, well, I have y'all this 46 shit.
yeah, so it was 2010. He changed it. It had previously belonged to Brad Mills, the bench coach. So once Brad Mills left, isn't that crazy? The bench coach was hogging number 2.
Yeah, but also he played like 3 full seasons. He played like
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, and the little bit of 7. That's
Mm, yep.
crazy, like, to have, like, that number for because at that point, you're like, "Oh, he's probably not gonna be any other number," and then he's like, "Oh, no, I'm gonna change it to 2," and then, like, all the fans are like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's kind of what
Actually,
I'm afraid of with, like, these
actually,
guys not
it was
getting full
just two and a
numbers.
half. It was
Oh,
just two and a
okay.
half years. He changed it going into the 2010
Oh,
season.
into the 2010, but that's still a while, though, to kind of have that rookie number, if you will.
Agreed. Although it would have been pretty ironic if he had that like incredible season, like directly after changing his number and
Mm,
like his MVP season 2011. Yeah, 2011. That would have been
11.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I don't think Marcelo is gonna stick with 39, but 19 is like a clean number, so I could see that being like Anthony's number,
That's what
forever.
I'm saying. And
Yeah.
he's wearing it now. Like it just the
Hmm.
time has never been right. I don't think they're gonna call him up on the road. I think that no matter what,
At
home
home.
it would be a home debut. Like
Yeah, I like that.
when's our next home series here? It's got to
We're
be
on the
coming up
road for a
here.
hot minute, right?
We play LA on Monday at home.
Okay. I'm
And
trying to be like, what number was he at Marjorie Stoneman? Just kind of curious what he was playing rocking. He was rocking 22 and 24. It looks like when he was in high school.
hmm,
So it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like
I think he
19 is a
was
great number.
I think he was 18 in Portland.
Mm.
And then 19 when he moved up to Worcester.
Worcester, yeah.
I'm just looking to see who's number 13 right now for Marcelo here.
Oh, 13 is Alex Cora. I know that for sure.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what he was. That's my old Alex Cora jerseys at 13. Because I remember he was 28, but then when they signed JD, he swapped so JD could take 28 and he went back to his old 13. So maybe Cora is willing to, if somebody really wants that 13, maybe he's willing to give it up, or maybe he gets shit canned. We don't know.
I mean, give it another 2 years of 500 ball and
He's
probably.
yeah. It's yeah. I don't like the people that think Alex Cora is getting fired. He's definitely not getting fired.
No.
But like he's
No
here. I
chance.
mean, he's like what 9 months into a 3-year contract. Absolutely not happy. They're not gonna eat. They're not eating Trevor Story's money. They're not gonna eat Alex Cora's money.
Yeah, Chris Cotillo continues to point this out that he is 3 months into a 3-year contract
Oh,
because
it's
he was
3 months.
already signed for last year, so the extension
Oh,
is started this
now.
month or
Okay.
this season.
Yeah, so they're definitely not hiring him. So, and it's like
Well,
I don't think he's a great manager. I love him. I loved him as a player. Like I said, I got my Alex Cora jersey, '07 champ. Like love the guy. I think he's great with the players, or we thought he was great with the players. He might not even be as good as we think he is, but I think he's a terrible in-game manager.
do we think Wilyer Abreu keeps number 52?
That's another thing because I love Willie too. Like there's so many guys like that I would like, go on DH gate, and get. I do love that DH
Yeah,
gate. Like a jersey that's like decent material. Like it's obviously not the one you're spending $150 on,
of
like
course.
quality, but it's like the same price as what jerseys go for now.
Oh, yeah.
And you might as
Yeah,
well get yourself like something nice and slick.
I love DHgate for that reason, but they blocked my account for some reason. Like, I
Oh,
literally don't know what I did, but they won't let me
after
order
they
anything.
you over with your Melendez.
Oh, no, that was before. That's a like, that was half the reason with that Melendez jersey that I got
Yeah.
was I had to have my brother order it and
Mhm.
ship it to him in Australia, and then he shipped it to me from Australia.
Oh,
And so
horrendous.
if you're ordering jerseys, Bayleigh, you let me know and I'll pay you and you tag on an extra whatever I'm ordering because I need someone who can literally
It
order
looked like
something to them.
it looked like it was letting me like because it was like I didn't purchase anything yet because I was kind of waiting a little bit to see if anybody gets the new City Connects on DHgate and if they say like yes, no, or otherwise. So I didn't want to like kind of jump on it, but
Yeah.
it looks like I can get something sent to me. So fingers crossed. I'll let you know because
All right.
cheaper
Let me
than a
know.
Jersey, and the jerseys aren't as nice as they used to be either. Majestic jerseys were clean. These new ones are not good.
No. No. It's definitely a process. But yeah,
Hmm.
that's our a great little segment there on
Buy DHgate.
potential future number changes.
Yes.
Buy your stock in Trevor Story jerseys now.
Hmm. Yeah, that is a nice thing about not having a name on the home jerseys. Like those twos, the minute that Xander was gone, people could have people could rock them the next
Yep.
season, you know? Like so
That's
it's
what I
like yeah.
Yeah, that's when I got my
Yeah.
number 2 City Connect was when the Xander Bogaerts ones were all on sale, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes, don't mind if I do.
And a
I
two
will
is such
rock
a
this."
good number that you know that like somebody's gonna like snatch up two. Like
Easy. Easy.
yeah.
Which if Bregman stays forever, that's fine. He
Hmm.
could be number 2, but if he doesn't, there's a lot of people that would potentially be looking to switch that number 2,
Yeah, that's the
I
thing is like
think.
I kind of don't want to buy anything Bregman related either because like because I would want the Bregman 2 road jersey where it says Bregman. Like that's what I would
Mhm.
want with that. But again, I don't want to because it's like he has these opt-outs. The Red Sox are poop. He could be gone. And I'm like, I don't want to just have a like, oh yeah, that one. It'd be like it's like I'd be like, oh yeah, that one season we had Alex Bregman. Oh, real fun. Like I wouldn't want to be reminded of
I mean, at the same time, if you saw someone rocking an Adrian Beltre jersey,
I
you'd
do
be
love
like,
that. That was a great season.
that'd be sick." And you know, Adrian Beltre only here for one season, ended up going on having a Hall of Fame career,
Yep. Would have been
and
cool if he stayed here.
would have been very cool. Probably should have, but
Yep.
who do we have instead? Was it putting Euclid back at third base that we decided
Is
to
that
do
what
instead
ended
of
up? Yeah, because it
re-signing
was
him?
2010, and then it was the 2011 season that he went to Texas, right? Yeah. So then,
Um,
yeah, who did we have? Because yeah, that's what he went to. Beltran went to Texas after 2010,
he did
right?
go to Texas. Yep.
Yeah. So and then that's when Texas had their little mini run of going to the World Series and losing. And it was but yeah, yeah. Did they throw? Yeah, I guess they flip flop in Euclid third, first, third, first, third, first. But
Yeah. Let me look this up here.
and then
20.
by 12-13 we had Brooks slash Xander, right? Yeah.
Mm, yeah. I can't believe that was a crazy season. That was the year Theo Epstein resigned at the end of that season.
Crazy. Crazy times. Because yeah,
Um, they won 90 games and finished third in the AL East.
yeah. Remember when good times when we had good baseball teams?
Oh, yeah, that was so Euclid was the third baseman that year because
Yeah.
they
That was
had
the
Adrian
chicken and
Gonzalez
was
at
that the
first
chicken
base.
and beer year that they
No,
had
that's
the
2012.
was it 20 was 2012 no 2012 was I think 2011 was chicken and beer because I think 2012 was the yeah because 2011 is what ended up getting the firing of Frank Honig and then 12 was the horrible season of Valentine. I think
Oh,
chicken and beer was the
yeah,
kind of the catalyst of like because they had that just epic downfall. Because everybody was like, "Oh, this 2011 roster's stacked. They're going to the
yep,
World Series," and then they fucking collapsed in September, and they were just drinking chicken and beer. And I don't care, drink your chicken and beer as long as you're good on that on the field. They were drinking chicken and beer and being bad.
yep. This
Ugh.
is a fun little segment here. While I have baseball reference up, only one pitcher from the Boston Red Sox in
Hmm.
2011 registered a hit. Okay, it was an extra base hit. It was a double and an RBI.
Hmm.
Any guesses on which pitcher it was.
Beckett?
It was not Beckett, although he's historically a good hitter.
Yeah, because I remember when Beckett would hit some good ones.
He went
But
0 for 5 for the season.
did he? I know I don't think John Lester got a hit until he went to Chicago. I don't know if he
You're
ever
right.
had a hit in his Red Sox career.
He went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts in his
Was it
2011
Buckles?
season. Buckles did not bat in
Mm.
2011.
Mm. Was it a starting pitcher or was it just a random?
It was a starting pitcher. It's
Okay,
someone you
Lackey.
know. It was Lackey. Yes, it
Okay,
was.
I'm trying to be like, who else was on that team that should have been so much better than they were?
They yeah,
Good
John
John Lackey.
Lackey. He only batted in one game. He
And
had
got a
3 plate
double.
appearances,
Huh?
and he had a double. Struck out once. Must have done something else, but he has a 161 OPS plus that year. So
Hell yeah. I will say,
rock
I
on.
understand the universal DH is just much better, but I do miss the pitcher sitting. It was always an adventure. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
just
that was
fun.
quite fun.
And I like that it
Bartolo
separated the
Colon.
leagues. Oh, yeah,
Hmm,
big sexy hitting home runs. And I kind of like the little separation of American League, National League. Shohei Ohtani could not have been a Dodger, which would have been great. The Dodgers have just so much more flexibility with the universal DH.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but
Um, there were 6 starting pitchers that had substantial time with the Red Sox in 2011. This is just going to be a 2011 segment here.
do it.
Um,
Chicken be.
so I'm quiz you on a couple of things.
All right, let's see. Oh, so long ago.
So think about the bullpen, okay? Obviously, there's a lot of guys in and out, in and out, in and out. There was someone in the bullpen that year. Actually, there were three people in the bullpen that amassed over 1 WAR in the bullpen, which would have statistically put them as being more valuable than John Lackey, more valuable than Tim Wakefield, more
Damn.
valuable than Andrew Miller, who were starting pitchers that we had that year. So there are
Yeah, he was
3 people
starting
in the
that.
bullpen.
Ooh,
See if you can guess who were the 3
was
most valuable
Papelbon one
members.
of them?
He was one of them.
Okay, I honestly am now trying to be like, who the hell was in that? Was Breslow in that pen?
Um,
I don't know if he would have been that good, but
he's not.
I know he was
No,
there
he
in
was not.
2013, so I'm not sure if he was there 2011 at all. Oh
Yeah, he
my
was not.
god, who the hell was in that pen? Because
So you already
2011.
named Papelbon. He's the closer.
Yeah, that
Um,
honestly, I don't even know who else was in that bullpen. Like,
so one of them very obvious, I would say.
mm.
Um, he
Oh,
pitched
oh,
a
oh, 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 Bod, Daniel Bod.
Daniel Bod.
Oh,
Yes,
Daniel
yes,
Bod. When
he
he
was
was
one of the
great
most
in the
valuable
pen.
ones.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
he wanted to be a starter so desperately and ruined his career. But
he had
then he had a resurgence. So good for Daniel.
he pitched in 70 games that year, 73 innings,
Shit.
3.33 ERA. So pretty solid season from him.
Yeah.
And then there was one more person who pitched 114 innings. So he must have been the little bit of a longer guy. He had 55 appearances with a 2.61 ERA.
Mm-hmm.
I Part of me wonders if he started a lot, but he must have just got a lot of long relief.
Mm. Was it somebody that had started for them prior and then he went sort of to the pen?
It's
Or
possible.
like it wasn't Miller, like you said, Miller was a starter at that point before they moved him into
No,
the pen.
it's definitely someone that you would know, but he had amassed more than half of his career WAR in this season.
Ooh. When you say it, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. But 2011 was just so long
Yeah, in
ago.
2011, he only started 4 games for the Red Sox. In his entire career, he started 15 games. So definitely historically a relief pitcher.
Relief pitcher. Ooh.
His acronym is AA.
Oh, Alfredo is what was his last name?
Yes, that's him,
Yeah.
Alfredo Estevez.
Esther,
Yeah.
yes. Oh my God, you're so right. I remember that man.
Yeah,
What a cutie.
So he actually had the highest WAR in the bullpen and the third
Hell
highest WAR
yeah,
of all the
Fraser.
pitchers on the team. 2.7 WAR season
Hell yes.
as a reliever. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible, actually.
Yeah. Shout out to Josh Beckett for 2.89 ERA, 13 and 7 that year.
Dude, I don't even care that Josh Beckett like ended up chicken and beering and dude, he was so good. Like we should have gone back to back 07, 08, and a big issue is because he was hurt. Him and Lowell going down in 08 is like a big reason why. But we are still legitimately like a game away from going to the World Series in back-to-back years. And
Yeah.
2008 will always be like everybody would be like, oh, it's the worst season that you've experienced. Like, yeah, as they were literally a win away from going to the World Series, but it is the biggest pain I've ever felt because I was like, man, we're gonna go
Yeah.
back to back. This team's so good. And then we came back in like game 6, and I'm like, oh hell yes. And then we're going to like a game 7, and then oh man, it broke my heart. My poor little like my God, I was like 19. And I was devastated.
Yeah. 2008 was a heartbreak because I
Mm.
2007 was a super, awesome year for me. And
Oh,
then
great.
2008, it's like this is the same team. They're even better. Like, of
Yeah,
course it's,
like they're
you
better.
know, you
They
you
were
don't like because 27 it was Manny got hurt, which is the whole reason we had Ellsbury. We had
yeah.
JD Drew, we had Pedroia, we had Lowell, we had Julio Lugo, rest in peace,
Mhm.
Jason Varitek. And then 2008 comes around and you're like, we're running it back. And I think we brought in Cody Ross that next year, if I
And
remember
Jason,
correctly.
that was like when we had traded Manny the Manny Wood was starting in Los Angeles, and we had like a beast of Jason Bay. Like Jason Bay's 08 was like, I mean, that's why he
Yes.
ended up like getting that crazy contract from the Mets and then just pooping right in the field. But
Mhm.
like that 08 it was beast mode with like Jason Bay, and I was like, oh,
Back to 2011 before we
mhm.
close this out.
Yes.
So obviously Josh Beckett won the Cy Young that year. Two other things stand out to me on this. We only had two pitchers, or sorry, one pitcher who led the league in two different categories. So even though we had the American League Cy Young award,
No, he didn't win the
um,
Cy Young. Beckett never won a Cy Young.
oh, you're right. He Cy Young award. He finished ninth in the Cy Young that
Yeah,
season.
he should have
He was an
like
all
him.
star though.
His '07 was like really close, but CC's back. His '07 was still better.
Yeah, you were right
Yeah,
about that.
he's come close.
I didn't scroll far enough over to see that it said Cy Young award 9.
Ninth.
Um, but despite all of that, we only had two categories where we had someone leading, and it was John Lackey, who led the league in earned runs allowed, 114,
Oh,
and hit by
jeez.
pitches, 19.
Hell yes.
Um, Also, this bullpen was just stacked,
Mm-hmm.
um, absolutely stacked. So this was some of the names in this bullpen. We already talked about the big three there: Daniel Bard, Alfredo Estevez, Jonathan Papelbon. We had Matt, aka Fat Albers. Um,
Oh my God,
we
I'm right.
had Dan Wheeler in the bullpen. Eric Bedard was in the bullpen for us. He had pitched 8 games,
I
trade
remember
deadline acquisition.
Bedard.
Daisuke Matsuzaka, Franklin Morales, Scott Atchison, Bobby Jenks was on this team.
Oh, Bobby Jenks.
Hideki Okajima, Rich Hill
Love
in his
Kojima.
many appearances there.
Oh, Rich
Um,
Hill.
Junichi Chizawa was on this team. Darnell McDonald, Nesson analyst, and Felix
Mm-hmm.
DeBrant was on this team.
Oh,
So
I remember
quite
DuPont.
the quite the throwback amount of names here.
True. Like truthfully. God.
Yeah,
And they just pooped themselves in September.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Well,
2012.
that's wait a second. Darnell McDonald, why was he listed as a relief pitcher? Oh, he must have come in
Oh,
in a
I think he
blowout or
probably pitched
something.
1 inning. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, in a blowout. We love that.
yeah, he
Like
did. He
Toro's
did.
gonna be listed.
I was like looking back. I'm like, I thought I saw him earlier on the hitters list, and I did.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's Shohei before Shohei, you know. Darnell did it first.
it's true. All right, so back to the series.
Yes.
I think that really at this point, like it's just depressing to talk about the fact that we get swept by the Brewers. I don't think we need to talk a ton about like that, but I will say like Sadan obviously has been a sore subject for a lot of Red Sox fans because you want to root for the guy, but he's just been so streaky, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is like it's still like and I know if you look deeper like his Savant page, there's some red, but as it's been progressing, the red has been getting like less red and more into the mid to like lower tier and you're like, "Oh, okay,
Mm,
so maybe he is a well below average bat with some of the best defense that you've ever seen in center." Like and that's fine if the other 8 players in your lineup are great. That's why Jackie Bradley Jr. It was a non-issue in 2018. You didn't care.
100%. Yeah.
But now you kind of care. And like and I know that the contract they gave him is more money that like you could put him in a super utility role and it's really not going to stranglehold you, especially you're the friggin' Boston Red Sox. Like that shouldn't be an issue for you. But it's like it almost seems that like I like the idea of locking up your guys young, but sometimes it's like Craig is trying to do that like that Alex Anthopoulos like rule of thumb of like going with that, but he might be jumping the gun slightly too much with like a
He
Bayo and with a
yeah.
with yeah.
Bayo showed some promise the end of last year, and he could
Mhm.
still turn it on second half of
I'm
this season when it
hoping.
gets warmer.
I'm
You
hoping.
know, he still could, but yeah, with Sedon, like you look at the red on his Savant page, it's insane base running value, fielding
Oh,
value. He's
incredible.
literally just 99th percentile, 98th
Freak
percentile. There's like
athlete.
basically nobody better than him. Defensive, 7 outs above average, 98th percentile. Arm value, arm strength,
Incredible.
sprint speed, like everything is red. His expected slugging, his barrel percentage, hard hit percentage, like these are all above average, right?
Yeah.
But his chase percentage obviously is the worst, pretty much the worst in the
So
league.
bad. So bad.
Doesn't
And it's
really
somehow
walk a
improved, which is good, I guess.
well, yeah. I mean, it was 0. He was the worst.
Yeah. So it's like you can only really go up, I guess.
But I will give him some kudos where it's due. Today, he did have, 3 hits,
Mm-hmm.
and he did have a very impressive walk in, the or actually, no, I take it back. It should have been a walk, but the friggin' call was a called 3rd strike on a
Horrendous.
pitch that was definitely
A ball.
inside.
Yeah.
But he showed tremendous discipline laying off those pitches.
Mm-hmm.
First pitch laid off. Second pitch, I think he fouled off. No, he laid off like a bunch in a row, fouled off one, and then took a 3rd strike called inside. Which should he have taken it? Maybe not. But like the
Yeah.
fact that he was willing to take a walk there instead of trying to be the hero and striking
Yeah.
out says a lot.
True.
And he had a
And
great catch today too, or 2
yeah.
catches.
And then he had a blunder of a blunder on the pads, on the base paths. Like he just was like he just didn't look up and just kept running along the path. And I'm like, what are we doing? So
Yeah,
it's and I understand he's 24, but that's a problem is that like a lot of these issues are happening because I know these guys are young and there's but it's still like it's just happening so often. And it was like a weird day for Duran too. Like in the
yeah.
he
Duran
was
dropped that ball.
yeah,
Made a
it's
couple of
just
great catches though.
yeah, it was
Um,
wild.
Last night, Rafaela had that ball that almost went. It was like shades of the Wilyer Abreu inside the park home run we gave up against the Baltimore Orioles
Mhm.
because Rafaela had that ball that went between his legs when he tried to catch it, and thankfully
Yes,
Wilyer was able to get there and
be
and get
there.
the ball in.
Yeah, it was
Didn't end
wild.
up
And then
hurting us,
like
but
and Willier, whenever he makes a mistake, it seems to be like overrunning the ball on the ground. Like he'll just
yeah,
make these other incredible catches and make them look easy. And then it's like he'll just overrun a ball. And again, I know these guys are young, and then bringing in Anthony, you're just adding more youth. But I
yeah.
it's like and that's kind of but I don't know. You're the manager should be like doing something like there's just they are fundamentally bad at baseball.
They really are. They are bad. It's painful to watch. Thankfully, the Nesson graphic has updated where we're no longer the worst in the league in errors, which they love pointing out. We are second to worst and
Yay.
technically 3rd from worst because we have the same amount of errors as the White Sox, but we played less games. So if you want to
Good job,
take
guys.
some small amount of solace in that, but
Take that with you.
yeah, it's just it's ongoing, and
Mhm.
every single night we find a different way to lose, and I don't think that this batch of players is going to be more, you know,
No.
sound in any of those areas. Maybe it's better defensive teaching in the minors that we need to start with so that the next wave of prospects are not going to have this issue. Like maybe that's where the investment needs to come in because at this point, I'll take it back. Like Kyle Hudson has made our defensive outfielders great.
Really good. Yeah.
He turned Duran into a above average defender,
Yeah.
and Rafael's already great. And Abreu, I don't know if he was already an amazing defender or if he just got that bump from working with Kyle
Yeah.
Hudson all the
Great
time. I'm not sure.
outfield. Like even with whatever blunders they were making today, it's an incredible outfield.
I just kind of think maybe like it's more the infield defense, the infield fundamentals. Like
Yeah.
if they're waiting too long to like really hone in on that. And I know they've been really getting Driveline to come in and like redo people's swings,
Yeah.
and it's having great success in the minors. You're seeing our hitting is up across the board. Like all these guys like look great. And Christian Campbell, great example of that. But where's the Driveline equivalent for fielding? And
Mhm.
how can we make sure that like we're playing solid fundamental baseball
Yeah.
in the minor leagues?
Yeah. It's like it's a weird issue too because I think the yo-yoing of Christian Campbell hasn't been great for him. Like I don't ever want to see him in the outfield again because you're putting him in center. It takes away the biggest value of Cedon Rafaela in center. So it's like kind of like I really want them to be like, okay, you're gonna start first base when we're in Atlanta and you're not moving off it. Like that's what I think Christian Campbell needs because I think that's why he's just kind of out of whack. It's because he kind of just is kind of like I don't know, positionless because he's just kind of all over.
That could be part of it. I mean, the other thing too, like, is ever since he sat out a couple of days with his
Yeah, the
rib
rib.
injury, like
He's been
I don't know if
off.
that threw him off or something. Like he was playing every day before that, and then
Yeah,
he sat
yeah, he
out for a
was.
couple of days straight. He came back and he just hasn't really been the same. Even his hits have been all opposite field. Like I don't think I've seen him have like a pull side hit. Like he's been more productive in the last couple of days, but like everything he's hitting, even if it's hard hit, it's on the ground to the right side.
Hmm.
Whereas when he first came up, he was spraying the ball all over the field. He was a little bit more explosive. I don't know if there's something going on there. Um, but I think you're right. We're going to see him at first base this weekend. They've confirmed at least one game he'll be
Yeah,
starting at first base. That will, in my opinion, if he looks good at first base, allow them to DFA Toro
yeah.
and bring up Roman Anthony. I think that's the plan
That'd
because
be great.
if we have Sogard who can play first base,
Hmm.
then we have Hamilton who can play first base, and then that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
Because the only
Soul
the
Guard is
only
way
other
more of a value than Toro.
right, but I could also see a world where they say, well, we don't really need a right-handed hitting and a left-handed hitting first baseman, so or what would it be? We I guess like what I mean is I could see them being like, hey, we'll keep Toro because he's left-handed, or
Mm.
switch. Wait, no, he's a switch hitter.
They're both switch. Him and Toro and Sogard are both switch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess then the only argument would be that you could option Sogard and keep him,
Yes. Yes.
and you keep Toro up there, and you just say we're going to play Campbell every day for the most part, but
Yeah.
Toro's going to stay, and they're both kind of the same role. Like Sogard and Toro are the same person in a lot of ways,
They really are. Yeah.
with the difference being that Nick Sogard looks better when he's out there, but
Yeah.
like they're both the same player. So
Hmm.
eliminating one of them being a necessity gives you your spot for Roman Anthony, I think.
Yeah. It just it has to happen. And I know it's like they're just manipulating him, but also I'm pretty sure that like the kid in God, who's the one I think he's in Oakland is like killing the game right now as a rookie. I gotta look up his name. I think he's like well,
Justin Wilson
yeah, isn't it Justin Wilson? He's got like a
or
one
Jacob Wilson.
Jacob, yeah, Justin Wilson's our pitcher, right? Yeah,
Yes.
doesn't he
Yeah.
have like a one? He's got like a 150 WRC plus, and I know again it's only the 28th of May, but it's gonna be kind of a hard thing for Roman Anthony to kind of. I know it's like you finished top two, That's what they're scared of. I don't think they're scared of him winning Rookie of the Year. I think they're scared of him coming in second.
Yeah,
Also, just
I
pay him.
that's really it. But the thing about just Jacob Wilson is he's batting 353
Yeah,
with 7 homers and 30 RBIs in his
yeah,
rookie year. Like
yeah.
he's
So
good.
yeah, and it's like I don't know. It's like I'm not necessarily as worried about what's going to happen the year 2032. If there's a chance, like you say, with how bad the American League is, that if you call up Roman Anthony, there's a chance. Again, I'm not banking on him being a savior, but he's going to be better than, like we said, about 6 people in this lineup, that he
Right.
makes you better. And you have a chance to be better and maybe compete. Again, it's still May.
I mean, it'll be June by the time we play another game, but you're right.
Yeah.
Like it's 100% time to make the shift. It's time. Actually, I take it back. I apologize. I'm thinking of my work week. It's gonna this weekend is still in May, so I
Yeah,
take it
yeah,
back.
yeah.
I
Yeah, yeah.
digress. Um, I think Sunday is the first.
I think you might be right. Yeah.
So it's not time to pull the panic, but we're a third of the way through the season,
Mhm.
and you can't just keep kicking the can down the road and hoping that something will happen when your bottom three of your lineup is Connor Wong, Connor Wong, Abraham Toro, and David Hamilton and Ceddanne Rafaela, who is like that's like I saw someone put out a post and it was like nightmare blunt rotation. And it was
No, it's
like
so
it
true.
showed the bottom four of the lineup. I'm like,
Ugh,
oh man, like it's just
this is
so I looked
bad.
at that lineup today, I just knew we were gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah. And my biggest true fear is that we are stuck with Trevor Story. I do not
Hmm.
think he's getting DFA'd. I really don't. I don't. I think even if they bring up Roman, I think Hamilton just sits on the bench and Trevor Story plays shortstop for the Boston Red Sox for the entirety of this year, unless it gets so bad that it's already bad, but it gets so bad.
I have an idea.
Okay, please.
Just putting the pieces together here. We keep Nick Sogard.
Mhm,
Nick Sogard plays third base. Christian Campbell plays first base.
mhm.
David Hamilton plays second base. Marcelo Meyer plays shortstop. Trevor Story's on the bench.
I love that, but I just oh man, there's just like this. It makes sense. It makes your team better. Uh, it's just I don't see it happening. I see and a big issue of why I don't see it happening is because he is still being batted 5th and 6th in this lineup. Like that he should be batting 8th, ninth. I know they love Sadan 9. They're never taking him out of 9, but I mean, he's the worst hitter in this lineup. He's worse than Sadan. He should be dead last.
So he batted. So let's see. Let's see what he batted.
Wasn't
So
there one time he went 7th and I was like, "Oh, that's still too high."
today he batted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today he was sixth. Yesterday he was seventh.
Okay. He's
Um,
never been lower than 7th, I don't think though.
I think the seventh is the lowest he's been.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was seventh in the first game too.
Yeah. And I mean, he got pinch hit for. He pretty much
Yeah.
laid down a bunt. And this is the guy you put hundreds of $1 million investing in. So it's like you can see them using him differently. But like you just had Alex Cora come out and be like, yeah, he's got to get out of this slump. Like, my guy, this man is only getting hits off of dudes that hit baseballs for a living, don't throw baseballs
That was his last extra base hit was
off of a
literally
position
against
player.
a position player.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he
Like
had a home run against
it's
the Tigers, and that's the only extra base hits he's had all May.
mm, it's so bad. I mean, it's really,
Yeah.
really, 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 really bad. And I'm just I'm just terrified that we're stuck with him. Like I don't see him. I would love it. I would love him to be bye-bye. Like at least like and I hate that the only reason Marcelo Meyer is here is because Alex Bregman had to go and get hurt. Like
Well, that part of it sucks for sure because
yeah.
but at the same time, like, was he gonna push the issue? Like, was he gonna like make this be something that was gonna happen anyways? Probably. Like, if
Yeah.
Trevor, I bet
I'm
I
really
have a
really mad.
feeling that we would have already seen him not by now, but if Bregman was not injured, we would have probably seen him before the end of next month, just
That
based
would
on if
yeah,
Trevor's Story just
keeps
being at
going.
this level. Yeah,
Yeah. And I think it's like I don't like, all right, I take back what I said that Trevor Story is here for the year. I think Trevor Story is on this baseball team and until Alex Bregman is ready to come back and play
I
baseball.
agree.
And then
Yes,
after that, I think it's bye.
that's the biggest travesty of it all. Is like
Mhm.
he is. We are stuck with him until then, and it's horrible because we all wanted him to be healthy for a whole year. Said,
Of
"Wow,
course we
healthy
did.
Story."
I wanted him
And
to be good. I wanted, and by good, it's like I wanted good defense, and the defense has taken a hit too. I wanted good defense at short and a league average bat. That's what I wanted, and it's nowhere near that either of those things.
and the funny thing is, you just know he's going to go on a hot streak like right before Bregman comes
Yeah.
back,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yeah.
he's probably going to have a week where he has 3 homers, bats 350, a couple RBIs, and
I
everyone's
mean,
like, "He's figured it out. Keep
but
him on the team. Option
I
David
want him to.
Hamilton." And you,
I want him to figure it out though, because then I want him to say no to that option and opt out. So
no way.
that's why I really like I want a healthy, good Trevor Story just because it's good for your team and it's good for next year.
Maybe the Red Sox will actually offer him a contract extension of more years, so they can spread out the AAV and then cut him because
That'd be
then it will
great.
impact them for less money on the books for
Yeah.
the next 3 seasons. Like,
Also,
"Hey,
you're
Trevor, we will give you a
yeah,
10-year deal,
deal, but
and you can retire here. How's that sound?" He's
yeah,
like, "That sounds great.
and you don't have to
Alright,
do anything.
awesome." They sign it, and they go,
Bye.
DFA.
But it's like nothing bothers me more when you're the like third, I think the third most valued franchise owned by a multi-billionaire. And it didn't Liverpool just win a championship again or something? I saw something with
I have
Liverpool
no
in him. I don't know shit, but I
don't
feel
know.
like I saw like a picture of him celebrating and I'm like, okay, so he's investing in these other teams, but like the team that I like, again, it's the team I care about. You're like, and I get like you showed a little bit more investing, but then you also didn't because technically you only offered Alex Bregman a 1 year contract,
True.
because it's like, it's like I get it's 3, but it's not really 3. So it's like I really still just want more motivation and more investing like you have so much money. I just want every baseball team because I like competition. I want good competition. So I want everybody to run their team like Steve Cohen. I really do.
I hope that this signing of Bregman working out the way that it has is a encouragement for Craig to be like, "Yes, it can work out to get an aging veteran, and pay him top dollar," right?
Yep.
Because I think he was afraid of like, "Is this
He
gonna
was.
work out?" And like, I don't wanna be the one that's being the laughing stock of the league a couple years from now when I'm paying this guy still like Javi Baez, ironically,
Who's just been great.
Yeah, he's been fine. And like now he's been better than advertised, and
Mhm.
it's one of those things where like maybe this is an encouraging sign for him. So next year when they see a right-handed power bat masher on the lineup that we need a first baseman, they're like Reese Hoskins, come on down, or
Pete
you know,
Alonso.
Pete Alonso, Stinky Pete, like,
Oh,
you're gonna opt out, come on down. Like we'll give you another 1-year deal for $40 million to come play for us because we know that it'll work out well. And like
yeah. And I
I
love
just I
Tristan
don't know.
Casas, but honestly, if you told me that Pete Alonso is going to play first base next year, I'm like, do it. Just do it. Let
At this
Casas
point,
take his freaking time. I don't even care.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's I love
You can't
Casas,
bank
right?
on Casas.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. His injury might take him longer than the start of next year. So what are you going to punt first base again next season?
No,
You
you
can't.
can't. You
You
can't.
cannot. Not
They
for a
have to
third straight
invest in
year.
first. Yeah. So give me Alonso, man. Especially if you can keep Bregman, Alonso, Bregman. Oh man. Like, and then you've got your power. Like you've got
Hmm.
your unequivocal power, first baseman. You've got a healthy Bregman back. You've got Marcelo Meyer playing short. I don't, and then I would get, I guess Campbell would then stay at second. You got, and then your outfield is like literally Roman, and I don't know what they're gonna be doing with Duran. Who knows? I would like to see Duran stay, but again, I don't know. They always seem to be dangling him out there. And then Willier in right, like to me, that's. And then you got my Narvi King behind the dish. Like that's a good friggin' team.
Yeah, and it's funny because last year we would have said that about Connor Wong because of how good he was offensively last year,
It's
right? So
crazy. It's
hopefully
crazy.
Narvaez can keep that going, and we're not speaking
Yeah.
it, singing a different tune at the end of the year. But
It's true.
um,
At least I feel like with Narvaez, if you're like looking at a Savant page, I feel like Savant wise, like Wong really wasn't even that. Like his Savant page was like you were like, ooh, well, he wasn't actually as good as we maybe thought. Whereas like I think the red on Narvaez is like pretty decent. Like it's pretty. You're like, oh, okay, like maybe this is sustainable. I'm at least hoping. Let's like, I can like double check that. You're hoping it's because I mean it's so good, but like the issue is Carlos Narvaez is batting third in your lineup, and I love him. That's a problem. Like even as well as he has
yeah,
been playing, and
yeah,
I
his
love him.
the red on Narvaez is
It's
uh,
easy.
it's basically the same stuff that Sedan has. To be honest
Yeah.
with you,
Mm-hmm.
but his chase rate is closer to league average, right?
More
His
than
walk
yeah
percentage
is
is
above.
better than league average, and then he
Mm-hmm.
also has a higher exit velocity, so he's hitting the ball hard too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Which yeah
he, like if you're gonna provide a little bit better than league average bat and amazing defensively, like
yeah.
he's probably the best defensive catcher in the American League, if not the best defensive catcher in all of baseball right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's definitely leading in almost every defensive category.
The
So
Yankees would love to have Carlos Narvaez, wouldn't they? Because their catcher is poop. I
Austin
love that.
Wells, yeah, he's
Yeah,
got a
he's not been good at
seven
all.
hundred OPS. Yeah, he's poop.
Yeah. And I'm like,
Well,
oof.
yeah, and we're over here with multiple guys with 500s OPS on our team starting for us, and we're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy sucks. 700 OPS, he's the worst.
But 2024 Connor Wong, the only thing so like at least Savant, I know Savant's not everything, but I think it's a good way to see sustainability. The only thing that he did above average was bat speed. Everything else was below average to very blue.
What was his bat speed in 2024?
It was in the 72nd percentile, I think. I think it says 72, or is that just how fast it is? All right, so maybe his bat speed was 72.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason I ask that, I don't know what that 72 is because Narvaez has 72 there too, and for this
Oh.
season, and he's 52nd percentile.
Yeah, no, this was the only thing that he was above average. So his bat speed was 72. So I think it's 72 is it miles per hour? I mean, I don't know. That seems kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah. So 72 miles per hour, he was in the 54th percentile. So that was the only thing that he did above average last year. Everything else was below to like real bad. Like average exit velocity was like in the 11th percentile. His walk rate was in the 16th percentile. So that was really the only thing that Wong was doing last year. So he kind of like fooled us with a little with some other things when you look at deeper numbers, and I think these deeper numbers are kind of bleeding into how bad he is now. Again, I'm looking at it bat speed wise. Again, is the only thing that he's doing that is above average. Everything else is kind of nearly identical to last year, like on like a savant outlook of things. And I'm like, oh, so I think it can kind of tell a bigger picture than maybe some of the other numbers can.
Yeah, and Narvaez has the exact same bat speed. So
Yeah.
if you wanna be like, what does Connor Wong do well? Well, that only thing that he does well is the same
Narvaez
thing
does the
that
most.
Narvaez does right now, and that's just part of everything else he does. But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize how bad and how blue his his numbers were behind the wow, that's really
Yeah.
bad.
Right. And it's kind of crazy because I think like weirdly he had like a decent like, and I really like when it comes to like I like fan graphs and I like certain things, and so like I'm a WRC plus kind of girl, and I think he had an above
He
average
batted
WRC
280
plus last year.
with a 425
He had a
slugging.
110.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
so it's so weird that like the deeper numbers tell you, oh, it's not as good. But he was an above average bat, but he was just also not a great defensive catcher. But still,
no,
like this one, like everything that you're seeing here, Narvaez does better. Like and
yeah,
like it's the and I thought that was an incredible trade for Breslow. Like thank you.
yeah.
And but it's still like
Whoever in the scouting department that identified that, like, insane.
yeah, well done. And I know it's like a lot of these scouts have been the same guys that have been here for years. Like we've just had great scouts throughout like the Theo, the Charrington, it's been kind of the same guys, throughout all of these runs, the Dabrowski runs, the Bloom runs. Let's say this has been kind of like the same guys at the lower level who are really identifying a talent like that.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely agree with
Yeah.
that,
But he has an
I
11 WRC plus right now.
well, at least it's not negative like Bobby Dahlbeck's was last year.
That is true. That is
Not
true.
to not to rehash that, but
So not to shit on Bobby Dahlbeck, but
all right. So
Mhm.
we're over an hour now.
I'm impressed that
We've
we did
talked
this.
about 2011 Red Sox. We've talked about
Good.
Connor Wong's baseball savant. We talked about how which players were bound to get jersey changes so that we can order them on DH Gate.
I love that. That was a great show.
I think this is a pretty good content to just distract people from the
Yeah.
overall vibes of the team right now.
Yes, but we haven't had a win since Alex Bregman went on the IL, so we need one.
Literally, we have Marcelo Meyer does not know what it's like to win in Boston. Not yet.
That's so funny. It's crazy. Oh
Yeah.
god. So yeah, I will just be the last thing I'll like kind of end on, at least my statements for what's going on now, is like I will be interested to see what happens over the next like 24 hours to
Yeah.
like going into like Friday in Atlanta, like who goes, who stays, if anything happens. Like, it wouldn't even shock me if nothing happens.
True.
Mm.
That's true. Yeah, I think I'm gonna book it right now. I think that Roman Anthony is called up by Monday
I would love it.
for that season debut. I think that would be um, ideal,
Mm.
and I think that he's ready. I think that by then
Yeah, he's
we'll
very
obviously
ready.
have seen Christian Campbell at first base, and I
Yep.
think that hopefully is enough for them to pull the trigger. And if it's not, then my next prediction. All right, so I'm going to do two predictions. If it's not, then he's getting called up for the home series against the Yankees the week after. I believe
I
it
would love
is.
it. I just want to see him in the home whites. Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. So those are my little predictions there. I think that this series doesn't matter whatsoever until Roman Anthony comes up. I don't think making a prediction even matters because if the Red Sox are below 500, they're gonna probably win this series and get back to 500.
That'd be
And
great.
if they're at 500, you just never know which direction they're gonna go in.
It's so true. Clawing. So yeah, I like the idea of like clawing back to 500 after
Yeah,
the Atlanta
they'll win two
series.
at
Yeah.
like it's the most obvious thing ever. They're 2 games below. They're gonna win 2 games in this, and they're gonna go back to 500.
All right. I
2
like
out
it.
of 3.
I'm with you on that.
You want to tell me who's pitching? No, doesn't matter.
Nah.
Who's going against us? No, don't matter.
So yeah,
What's the other
I'm pretty
teams?
sure Chris Sale is at least in one of these games again.
Is the
Let's
other team
check.
are they doing good? Are they doing poor? Like it don't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. What's
Because
happening?
they hit the good teams, they hit the bad teams. They lose to the good teams, they lose to the bad teams. They hit the good pitchers, they lose to bad pitchers. Like
I mean, in fairness, tomorrow night is TBD on both sides. So I mean, not tomorrow night, Friday night. But we're also, for those of you out there that don't know, we're on Apple TV Plus.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
so
so we
so
can put on
that's
the so we can put on Will Fleming there while we're watching the game.
exactly. So you can get
Small
that
things.
going. It's looking at least on the MLB app. It's all TBDs, so we don't know who anybody be pitching in this series.
All right, let me go to
Yeah,
let me just look this up here.
Fangraphs
Fantasy
is better or something.
baseball projected
Because I mean,
pitchers.
I feel like Crochet is gonna be going at least in one of these games. Bueller's gonna be going, so it's probably gonna be like Bueller, Crochet, and Giolito. Maybe is my guess. I
So
don't know.
let's see here.
And Giolito, like he's so Jekyll and Hyde, man. It's like he looks like prime like Justin Verlander, or he looks like the worst pitcher on planet Earth. Pick one.
Let's see what we got going on here. Probable pitchers. Here we go. Next 7 days. All right. So for the Atlanta Braves, it looks like it's going to be. We're actually missing Sale. It looks like it's going to be
Oh.
Grant Holmes, Spencer Schwallenbach, and Spencer Strider.
Oh, okay.
And then for the Red Sox, we just had Bayo going and Dobbins going in a bullpen game. We didn't see Giolito in this series, so we're definitely bound to see Giolito.
I think so, yeah.
So if I'm thinking back on who pitched in this series, we saw Fitz, we saw Bayo, we saw Dobbins, and we saw Crochet. So we're bound to see Crochet again at the end.
Yep.
And we didn't see Bueller, and we didn't see
Giolito. So I think Giolito, Bueller, Crochet, maybe.
I think it's the other way around, but yes, I think it's Bueller, Giolito, then Crochet. But
okay,
because I'm pretty sure
Bueller went before Giolito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but either way,
I mean, this like was the year 2021. That sounds like a great ass. At least two guys.
Yeah, I'm like I said, it doesn't matter who we're throwing. Doesn't matter if our best pitcher's throwing, worst pitcher, because we've won more Bayo starts recently than Crochet starts. And I hate it. So it just doesn't matter who's out there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Call up Roman Anthony. Call up the kids. Shake something up.
Just play. Just play the kids.
Play the kids.
I love it.
And wear those freaking Fenway greens more.
I'm wondering because it's like when we played the double header, was like the one game was supposed to be Friday, one game was the actual Saturday. So I'm wondering if like Friday night home it's going to be the greens, and maybe Saturday home it's going to be the older City Connects, like the marathon ones. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, because it used to be Friday night Fenways were the
Reds,
the red jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I was them, I would do white jerseys Friday, then Saturdays the yellows, and then Sundays the greens or something like that. Like
so weekend. Maybe we'll see them like when they're home again. Now that they have both of them in the rotation, we'll see when they're probably maybe going to be.
I gotta get one. Not gonna lie.
These greens are so like when I saw them wear the green and then followed almost immediately by wearing the old ones, I'm like, man, these greens are so much better than the marathon ones. Like,
oh yeah, they're great.
Yeah. The only thing is if it was a pullover, I felt like it would have just looked so slick. But I also just really like a pullover, especially like the 75 home jersey pullovers. Like I just love a pullover look. I felt like if it was a pullover, I would have been like, oh, it would have been amazing.
But I don't think any team has a pullover, so it'd be kind of.
I know that the Rockies' second City Connect is a pullover.
Oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty sick then.
And I'm like, it looks really nice. But other than that, you're right. Nobody has a pullover.
I'd be here for it, honestly. Like that is pretty sick.
Yeah, also it's like 75. Like we're in a celebration, like being in 2025 now. I think they should be rocking on certain nights the old 75 home uniforms. I just think they're nice looking.
75 since 75. That's not correct math, actually.
No, it's 2025. So I don't know how many years it's been, but I know we're in an even number.
Well, you said they were from 1975, so it'd be a 50-year anniversary, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so there we go. It's 50 years. So wear a nice 75 pullovers as like a nice little tribute to the 50th anniversary. But they won't. They never do anything fun.
Let's hit up Sean Palmer or Rafael Enjoyer on Twitter and get him to cook up some sweet jersey swaps of that.
That would look cool. Oh man, I want to see Cello in a 75 pullover. That would look so nice.
Yeah, let's make this happen.
Happen.
All right. Well, on behalf of myself and Bayleigh, we appreciate you for tuning in and listening to us rambling and ranting for an hour and 15 minutes after a team just got swept and lost 5 in a row with the worst losing record in baseball right now, even worse than the current streak by the Colorado Rockies. We'll pass it back to our weekend team this weekend, hopefully after exciting series with the Braves where we've made it back to 500 again. And we will talk to you guys after Roman Anthony has made his debut next week on
Yes.
the Monday against the Angels.
Let's go.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. Again, we're brought to you by Beyond the Monster. And on behalf of the Pesky Report, go Sox, and we'll talk.